This is the Flower of Freedom, and we're on Chapter 16. We've been waiting for you. Put your burdens outside the door and take your seat so that we can begin when you're all settled. As usual, I remind you that all the rights to my book and to my presentation of it are reserved. Ready? Here we go. Chapter 16, Warning Signs. Marie stepped up and she said, "I am Marie Anne Pommade Saint-Laurent. Nothing you will ever say or do will make me anyone else. I demand that you tell your clients that I love my family. This is my father. This is my mother. This is my brother, and I wish to stay with them. I personally resent the threat to criminalize the people who truly made my life and survival possible. Where were your clients when my mother needed them? Where were they when the Nazis murdered my grandparents? Why did my mother never meet them? Rather than threatening my family, they should be thanking them if they really have my best interest at heart, if they care at all." With that, Monsieur Pissard stood up and left the apartment saying, "I will be in touch." He walked to the door and he left. With that, when he was gone, Bertie turned to Oscar and said, "Papa, he can't take her, can he?" Oscar went to the phone and he called the adoption lawyer and he left an urgent message for him to call back. When the lawyer called, he said that given the circumstances, they were in for the fight of their lives and that they would probably lose. Marie watched her parents cry. She had never once seen her papa cry, and her mother had only cried once before. Bertie was devastated. She knew it was up to her to do something. The Parisian uncle called the next day after Bertie and Marie returned from school. Expecting someone they knew, Marie answered the phone, and she found herself in a conversation for which she was unprepared. The man on the line said that he was her grandfather's brother. He wanted to assure her that they loved her. He had made a serious error in allowing something stupid to come between he and his brother, he said, and he had no way of rectifying it other than to take care of his child. He was insistent that she should return to France immediately. He could wire a ticket within the hour, he said. Marie held her ground. As she did, the veneer came off, and the man made it clear that he had leverage against her so-called parents, and that he would use it. "Do not doubt my resolve, young lady. I am not a man to be crossed. I will give you 2 days to tell me which way you want this to go." He left a telephone number for her to call. "I will be expecting your call," he said, and then the phone went dead. For the first time in Bertie's memory, Marie went to her room and shut Bertie out. Bertie's face was so devastated as she shut the door that she opened it right back up, and she told him he could come in, but he had to be totally quiet because she had to think. Marie attempted to put every ounce of her intellect into the problem. Even though Bertie was utterly silent, he watched her every move with a sort of puppy dog agony on his face. How could anyone think in the presence of that? She gave up and told him that she had to go to the library. They left their parents a note to tell them where they were and when they expected to get back. He would not hear of her going alone, so when they got to the library, she found an empty study carrel that they normally reserve for university students, and she hid herself inside while he looked at engineering journals. She studied the problem from every angle that she could think of, and then she thought some more. Within the hour, she had made some decisions. After school the next day, she told Bertie that she had a doctor's appointment, and he walked her only as far as Dr. Donovan's office. For the first time, he realized what kind of doctor Dr. Donovan was. He told Marie that he would see her at home. Marie knew that he would be too shy to ask any questions, and she smiled internally. Marie went to the front desk. She asked if she could have a few minutes with Dr. Donovan, her godfather. Within 20 minutes, she was sitting in his office. He came in wearing his white coat and beaming a smile. "Hello, our darling Marie," he said. "What a pleasure it is to see you. How can I help you today?" Marie filled him in about the ultimatum that the biological great-uncle had presented, and then she said, "My parents and my brother are devastated, and I need someone to tell me if what I'm thinking is sensible. My grades are good. I want to be a doctor. Anne-Marie did too. Papa told me. In fact, he said that she wanted to be just like you. My parents are not wealthy, but they will work forever to ensure that both Bertie and I get to go to good schools. I know that they will. If they fight this uncle of mine for me, it may cause their bankruptcy, and then Bertie would not be able to get the education he wants. I'm asking this. Do you think that I have the leverage to make a deal with the Parisian couple? I have only one more year of high school. My French is good. I could finish that year in France while living with my great uncle and aunt. If they let me spend the summers with my family, and then I got into a degree program in France, and then medical school there, it's likely that they would pay for it. It would avert the legal battle and save Mama and Papa from working themselves into an early grave, and it would guarantee Bertie's education. Would it work?" Dr. Donovan thought for a moment with his fingertips steepled together. "You know, Marie, Anne-Marie was just about your age when I met her for the first time. She had been through things that many people would not have survived, and yet she was one of the most beautiful, humorous, and vibrant creatures that I've ever met. She was also one of the strongest. Did I tell you that she spent every last second that she had on this earth making sure that I would tell you that she loved you and that she wanted you, your parents, to raise you? Only a million times, and I love you for it," Marie responded with a smile. That's the end of chapter 16. Big changes are afoot. I hope you'll come back for chapter 17. That's called Plans. Thank you for being here now. It's never the same if you're not here, so I'm sincere in my gratitude that you've come. Your friend, Deborah. I hope you have a great day. Bye.